What is going on, everybody on YouTube? Max Rock here with a brand new video, and this is going to be the first impressions or 72-hour impressions with the LG Tribute Dynasty here. Obviously, in the back of the phone, you get an 8 megapixel camera, you get an LED flash, you get a power button here, speaker in the back, LG branding. On the front of the device, you get a 5 megapixel camera. The screen itself is 5 inches, 720p. That's the resolution of the screen here. On the bottom of the device, you get a micro USB charging port. You get a microphone, obviously, for talking, and then a headphone jack. And on the top of the device, you get a noise canceling mic. And on the left side here, you get a volume up and down keys. So internally here, you got 2 gigs of RAM, 16 gigs of internal storage. You get a MediaTek 6750 octa-core processor, which is clocked at 1.51 gigahertz. For the GPU, you get a Mali T860. And as I said, 2 gigs of RAM, 16 gigs of internal storage. Available internal storage out the box is 9.19. Screen density is 277 pixels per inch, and the Android operating system is 7.1.2 with security patch of November 6, 2017. The phone itself, man, it actually surprised me. I've in the past had a history with LG phones, obviously, and a lot of them were never really good in the camera department. As far as the LG style line, the front-facing camera and the rear-facing camera were never really that good, if you ask me. This phone actually changed that for me, meaning the rear camera and the front-facing camera are actually pretty good coming from LG. And on top of that, the phone itself is only $49.99. It's either on Boost Mobile or Virgin Mobile. You also get a micro SD card slot for expandable memory there. It's a pretty good phone. The cameras are great. I can't get over that. As far as everything else goes, the performance, when setting up this device here, when I first set it up, the performance was actually still noticeable. Meaning, usually when you set a device up, Android device, you set it up, you have to go through the setup process, and what will happen is the phone would actually slow down, and you would notice that it slows down as well. For some particular reason, this phone did not give me that issue. I'm not sure what it was. I was definitely installing a ton of apps in the background. I had at least 50 plus apps installing into this phone here, and I was able to still use the phone as if I wasn't installing anything. Another thing is the battery life with this phone. You know, it's not the best, but it's not the worst at all. Keep in mind, it is a 5-inch screen, it's 720p, and the battery itself is 2,500 milliamp hours. So I'm going to see if I can pull up a screenshot to show you guys exactly what kind of battery life you can expect from this thing here. For the LG Tribute Dynasty here, the battery is 2,500 milliamp hours, and I was able to get about 1 hour, 53 minutes, 5 seconds of screen on time with 67% battery left. 4.5, 5 hours of screen on time with a 5-inch display. Battery is pretty small. That's not bad at all. Overall performance, as far as text messaging, network connectivity, not able to do that because I'm not on Boost Mobile. I got this phone simply because I wanted to try it out. I'm actually going to end up keeping it because I like it that much. When it comes to other things like Wi-Fi connectivity, the Bluetooth, all that is just basically generic. It has connectivity when it comes to those things. It doesn't have like the 5 gigahertz network band like a lot of users or some users look for. When it comes to audio playback, the speaker itself doesn't sound bad at all. So I can go ahead and pull up a video on my channel here.
Today we're going to be doing a series I like to call Me Being Petty with cell phones here. Now, if you're new to my channel, what this series is all about is me being petty with particular phones.
As you can see, audio isn't terrible coming from the phone, like as far as the Geekbench scores and everything. I do have a score that I can show you guys just real quick. With the LG Tribute Dynasty, I got a single core score of 591 and a multi-core score of 2,152. And I was kind of disappointed when it came to the single core performance because I have other devices that are clocked at 1.4 gigahertz and it has a higher single core output. So that's why you can't really put too much stock into this test here, because on paper, the Motorola E4, or should I say, I don't know, any other phone like the Coolpad Canvas, those phones have higher single core scores. They have a lower clock speed than the LG Tribute Dynasty here. It shouldn't be because it's a MediaTek processor that is automatically slow, but that's usually the case. And it's kind of unfortunate if you ask me. But as far as everything else here, I can't really think of anything else to talk about with the device. I like the fact that it's a small phone. I'm able to easily grip it in hand. It's one of those phones where you don't gotta worry about dropping, because if you got big hands like me, a phone like this isn't going anywhere. It just isn't. Look at that. I'm gonna hand around it and touch my middle finger on my thumb here. But anywho, if you guys want to see anything else in particular with this device in the future, let me know in the comments. I'll be happy to do that video for you. Won't be a problem at all. But be sure to like this video if you haven't liked it already. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed already. And until then, I want to say thank you for watching this video. As you do know, my name is Max Rock, and you have a good day. Deuces.